This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The CAC games will get underway on Friday in Veracruz, Mexico. The Bahamas will be represented in just one team sport, that being men's volleyball. Men's basketball also qualified but decided not to attend due to extenuating circumstances. General Secretary of the Bahamas Olympic Committee, Romel Fish-Knowles, says they now have to meet with executives from the Bahamas Basketball Federation to discuss where they go from here.
We'll sit with them one-on-one and review their policy. And and perhaps have to reset their policy or set a new one when it comes to national team travel under the auspices of the BOC. I think it's fine if the Bahamas Basketball Federation could afford to pay it from their coffers. That's fine for them. But the athletes have to understand that when it comes to represent the higher calling at the Olympic level, for example, at the Pan Am Games level, at the CAC Games level, then they have to relax their demand and really put that aside and represent the country to the best of their ability.
When our men's volleyball team leaves for the CAC games, they will be without the services of starting setter Tony Simon, and he was really looking forward to this opportunity.
My injury at CVC have me sitting out the biggest tournament we've ever qualified for, but through some good persons we have on board with us, I'll be sitting from the sideline watching. I'm at but 90%. I'm cleared to play, but I want to be a little extra cautious because, as you know, the bone is a very, very sensitive part of very, very sensitive, and I don't want to rush and go back and have to do another surgery. So I'm just going to wait a couple more months and then I'll get back in the swing of things.
Now with Simon on the sidelines, Team Bahamas has a couple of options to replace him, including up-and-comer Gage Smith.
He's a young setter, and the coaches have to make that decision, but we do have Ronaldo Knowles, who is the right side setter also / setter, who set the team in Trinidad when Simon went down. You have Javon Sanders, who is also right side / setter. I think you have the guys who can set the team. It's just for us to focus and to realize where we are and maintain that stability in terms of playing the bigger guys and not being afraid.
The government secondary school's sudden death volleyball playoffs taking place yesterday. The seniors were at the Donald Davis Gym. In girls play, the C.R. Walker Knights took to the court first, and they made quick work of the C.I. Gibson Rattlers, winning in straight sets 19-14 and 13.
Today was a crucial game, win or go home. We don't feel like going home right now. We will stay on course because we're trying to push the school forward and build up the morale.
We could have won, but we end up beating ourselves. And yes, disappointing because it's my last year and I really want to win it.
I think we were a lack of communication and we were unfocused. We wasn't calling for balls and stuff, so we were off balance.
Up next in the other half of the senior girls semifinals was a matchup between the CV Bethel Stingrays and the Doris Johnson Mystic Marlins. CV Bethel also wins this one in straight sets 19-12 and 13 to move on to the championship against C.R. Walker.
C.R. Walker is always a competitive team. It goes either way. If one of the teams don't come out and play, then you know what's going to happen.
On to the senior boys now. The CC Sweeting Cobras up first against the C.I. Gibson Rattlers. This one ended in straight sets as well, with CC Sweeting picking up a 19-11, 19-6 victory.
This was like the best game I've seen the guys played for the season so far. They actually listened and executed. They followed my instructions and came out victorious.
We did our best today. We came out when our times came up, did our best. That's all I can say.
The final match of the day would showcase the CV Bethel Stingrays senior boys up against the C.R. Walker Knights. This one went the distance, with CV Bethel coming out on top 19-11, 13-19, and 15-11.
I feel great, beaten twice by them, man. Small things, we come back hard enough. We had a little practices, don't worry about that. We had a little mistakes. We came back and we beat them.
Do you think your team has what it takes to beat CC Sweeting?
Yes, ma'am, we have beaten them before. We'll do it again.
The remainder of the New Providence Volleyball Association season is in limbo after President Devin Smith and First Vice President Margaret Muggy Aubrey stepped down. Our Kelsey Johnson was able to catch up with Tournament Director Tony Simon to see where they move from here.
With the resignation of the president and the first vice president, the remaining executives in the New Providence Volleyball Association are trying to fill the void and continue on with the 2014-2015 season. However, play has been suspended until second vice president Jennifer Isaac Dotson returns.
Mr. Devin Smith and Margaret Albee has been in charge of the league for I think about 8 years now, and a couple more months to go into the season. It was rather shocking at the meeting when they resigned. So we just they basically they dealt with just about every issue. So now we just have to step to the plate and try fill in their shoes for the remainder of the season. We will know where we stand as a body on Tuesday when the management committee meets, which I think we will be finding out if we're going to have a new president or we're going to continue with the current body that we have now.
At an executive meeting held on Monday night, it was decided that play would resume on Wednesday with the 2 games that were canceled a week ago. Hours after the teams who were scheduled to play were informed, executives contacted the respective coaches and told them that the games will be played next week. Friday night games are also canceled.
We have sponsors that already paid their funds. They want the name out there, and majority of folks still want their love of volleyball to continue playing. So we just have to continue do we got to do, put all our differences aside and put volleyball first.
The All-Star Games will be played on Sunday at the Donald Davis Gym. The executives will release the names of the persons who will play in that respective games on Friday. Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Total Sports.
All right, thanks a lot, Kelsey. Well, the late Andre Rogers made a significant impact on those around him during his professional baseball career. Steve Bitker is the morning sports anchor for KCBS in San Francisco, and he met Rogers during his time with the Giants.
Rogers played cricket and softball and was signed to a contract by the New York Giants and won 2 minor league batting titles en route to the major leagues. And the Giants management had high hopes for him to be the second coming of Ernie Banks. The Giants owner Horace Stoneham projected Andre Rogers to become the next Ernie Banks because he was 6'3", he weighed 190, he was strong, he had a great throwing arm, and in reality, Andre Rogers' career was not nearly that successful. But in my opinion, to last 11 years in the major leagues, and just to have the success that he had, having never played baseball before, and having to adjust culturally as well to a new land, to me is unprecedented.
Bitker was in town last week as ground was broken for the new Andre Rogers National Baseball Stadium. He also attended the private screening for the Andre Rogers documentary, which he helped coordinate along with Andre's daughter, Gina Rogers-Seeley. And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.